Hey guys, Blowboy007 here, and I'm going to show you my clock multiplier. I use this in many of my minigames, minigames that require time limits. This really helps shorten the time that you need to put delays, and it doesn't involve any minecarts or anything like that. It involves just pure delay on redstone. Now it has an input and output right here, and the input obviously starts the clock, and the output, once it's done, finishes it, and it restarts automatically. But it'll restart everything except you need to put the input again, of course. So let's put in the input. So what I have here is a 20-second delay of 4-tick repeaters, and these little mechanisms here are going to make it repeat 5 times, and I will teach you that later. Let me just show you how it is done. So I am just going to show you. See, now it starts kind of going down its path, and now 1 is going to stick, and I'll tell you why later. And then it's going to turn off, turn off, turn off, turn off, turn off, and once this one turns off, powers a redstone trail that goes to the output and also stops the signal before it gets back to the input again. There it goes again. Alright guys, I'm going to fast forward until the output is ready. Hey guys, I'm back, and as you can see, we are on the last multiplier, and it's about to tick, and I'll show you what happens. Now watch this back trail here as it lights up, and boom, turns off the signal, ripping that back, stops the clock, puts it back on, and as you did see, this light did light up, and that would trigger either a T flip-flop that would cause that would cause doors opening on a minigame or something like that. Now I'm going to change it today really quick. Okay, so how this is based on is it's based on this is a T flip-flop basically, but it requires power from a different source, which is highlighted in blue here. Now the red is the input which the timer gives, but the timer goes in this direction. It goes left to right, and the input is coming from the right. So that means when I press this button, it's going to come up and then down. And why is this? That's because it doesn't have an input. So as it scrolls down, it's going to go through every one, and it's going to get to the last one, which comes up but stays. This is because the input goes directly to the source, which then turns this off permanently. Now this one can be activated. See, and it's so on from there. And this little thing has an easy restart, as I can. Oh god, I just threw that button down. Just all you have to do is reset one, and it'll reset both because it cuts off the input to the next one. And this is how this is based on. Now if you look at this, this is a 2-tick delay, but an 8-tick delay between them. Excuse me, so I'm getting my words mixed up. And so turns on, turns off, turns on, turns off, turns on, turns off, turns on, turns off, and this one stays. As you can see, there's my input source there. And then the input continues, so this one could turn off and stay off. Then this one can turn off and stay off, and it multiplies like this. Now this little delay, it's just 20 seconds, and if I made this a minute, I can make this little machine do 5 minutes because it would repeat the minute cycle. And that's basically it. And once it reaches your 5 loop cycle, it's gonna because your input is going to get to the very end, which is going to go all the way around, which restarts them all. Like I said, it hits this one, which restarts them all, and then it also goes to the input source, which I have hooked up to also stop the loop. Now you can also continue the loop, and maybe every 5 seconds something happens. So this is a really interesting theory here, and all you really need to know is how to build this, and then you can hook up the clock and everything in the resets. Very simple, and I'll be back with the tutorial. Okay guys, we're now doing the tutorial part of this section, and starting with the input block with the torch on top. Pretty simple. Next, we're going to add a 1-tick repeater facing towards the red block, make sure it's facing towards or mess up the whole operation. Next, we're going to want to add 3 iron blocks on top. Pretty simple. Then add 3 redstone dust on top of those iron blocks. We're then going to want to add a piston, which should activate because of this redstone torch on top of these dust to the piston. And then we're going to want to put a block under this piston. And it doesn't need to be purple. I just made it purple for the reasons. So it should look like this. And I'm sorry if I went through that fast. I don't have a lot of time. Wow, I just got to pause there. Okay, guys. You're going to want to copy that 5 times, or as many times as you want to multiply it by. So if you have a time of 1 minute, and you want to multiply, and you want 7 minutes, you're going to want to build 7 of these. So it just multiplies it by how many you have. I have 5, so if I had a minute, I would have 5 minutes here. So the first thing we're gonna want to do once we have 5, and make sure they're 2 apart. That is necessary. So we're gonna want to go to the back where the purple blocks are. We're just gonna want to grab a different color wool that really helps, and just place 2 on each side of the wool, except at the very end, which you just want to place it like this. So on the back side, it should look a little something like this. And you're probably right, yeah, this is the power source block, and it's the little path that's going to give all the power. Ooh, whoops. And all you need to do is 1 tick repeaters all the way, except at the very end. Make sure these are going right to left when you're looking from this side. So they start here and they go this way. Now it's going to be a little different connecting the red ones. What we're going to do is we're going to grab, again, a different color block. I'm going to grab green for this demonstration. And we're going to want to put, we're going to want to put green block in front of each red block. And then make a straight across beeline like this. And now what this is, it just kind of looks silly. But what you're going to want to do is you want to grab some redstone repeaters and make them face towards the redstone blocks on each one. And then we're going to want to add some blocks between each one, or where the repeaters are. And then in between these 2 blocks, 2 repeaters, each on 4 ticks of delay. So it's pretty simple, and I'll let you guys catch up if you want to pause the video if you're actually doing this step by step, or you're just watching this to get better at redstone. It's a pretty simple design, and you really don't even need these blocks, but if you want them there, you can have them. And what this is going to do is when we press this button here, which will be the timer input, and boom, it keeps this one unpowered. But for now, we want that down because we don't just want it down for now. And now you're gonna want to build your timer. Now, this is probably the most boringest part. If you're building a minute timer, it can take some time. It's about like I don't know, 50 4-tick repeaters, so like 200 ticks of delay. So that might take some time for demonstration. I'm just going to do a 10-second, so I'll be right back with 10 seconds of delay. Okay guys, I'm back with my 10 seconds of delay, and I just kind of spread it out to kind of help visualize the effect. Now this is 10 seconds, so I'm going to press the button to show you. And if you start counting it out, it is pretty dang close to 10 seconds, if not like 9.5. But that's okay, so, and that's basically it right there. And now what we're going to do is we're going to connect the timer to the front left green circuit where we did put that button just slightly ago. And boom. Pretty simple. Now our next step is going to be hooking up this green, the end of the green circuit, to our timer again. And that's pretty easy. We're just going to grab a different color wool. We'll grab yellow for this. And we're going to want a repeater facing towards our input block, and a repeater coming out of the input block. And, oh, whoops, drop that. And then we're going to want our little line. Now this will simply connect it back. And then you're like, oh, well, how do you stop the line? We'll stop it later once we figure out our resets. Alright, so now you're going to want to test out. So now that I have 10 seconds multiplied by 5, which is my 5, this is what the machine does, multiplies your time. And it should be 50 seconds. So I'm just going to quickly fast forward here. Okay guys, I'm back, and as you can see, we're on the last final one. And doing this, I'm going to cut this before it loops around again to show you what has been done here. So our input has gone all the way through to this block. That means our time is up. That means our reset is ready to build. Okay guys, I'm sorry I had to cut there. Something happened and I didn't want it to show up in the video. But yes, we are ready to build the reset, and we're just going to connect it. Going to keep going, keep going, keep going, and then we hit this block right here. And this block is going to go up and hit the reset. Make sure it does have some delay, maybe 3 ticks of delay. But then we're going to want to hit this one. This is going to pull back our piston or block that won't let the loop continue again. And that's going to want to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, about 6 delay. So it should match about this right here. And then, and a lot of thens, and then you want to connect this block, and then this is our output source. This is gonna do whatever you want it to, want the timer to do. If you're just gonna want it to say 10 minutes is up, you get a command block / say 10 minutes up, whatever you want to do here. And then that's really it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you how the reset is really gonna work. So I set up a little thing right here, and that's gonna turn off 4 of these, and that's just gonna skip about 40 seconds of our track. Now I'm gonna show you what happens when we reach 50 seconds. So now you're gonna want to pay attention to the blue section here. So it is going to reset the timer completely, and so it's all ready to go for the next time. Here it is. Get ready for the watch. Oh, the loop does not continue there. And it comes back, and look at all reset and ready to go for the next person. And as you did see, this light did light up like in our other one over there. So this is about 50 seconds, and you would normally not do it for 50 seconds. You would usually do it for like a minute, so you can make about 5 minutes. And thanks for watching, and this is the time multiplier. So thanks for watching.